Happy Monday, September 28th. So this week we're going to really focus on what we've learned from the beginning of the school year till now, which is volume and multiplying, and we're going to apply them to some real world problems. And so our first one that we're going to tackle is the math in action that I'm going to kind of label these as, is the goldfish tank. So I had this really cool thing that happened this weekend. We had to go to the pet store, and I ended up videotaping myself in the pet store, and you get to see this video coming up next. But I need your help determining what type of tank I am going to buy for some fish that I really, really want. So that is going to be the problem that I'm going to pose to you today, and that then you are going to plan and model and kind of draw out what tank you think I should get. And then there's going to be a reflection question. And then if you want to, you can always post it on Flipgrid for some extra credit. So our learning objective is today, I can understand, plan, and solve an open-ended multiple step problem. So I'm going to pose a problem, and it's kind of open-ended, which means that there's different directions that you can go in and how to solve it. I do highly, highly recommend that you guys need paper and pencil to make sure that you are taking any notes, and also jotting down your work, because you're going to need your work throughout the different steps of today's activity. All right, here comes my video in posing the problem. Hey, fifth graders. So I wasn't really planning on doing this video, but Ashley and I are at the pet store. We had to get some things for our dog, and we came across all of the fish tanks. And we were thinking about, oh my goodness, this is a great opportunity that we should get some fish. Now, what I've learned though, coming here, is that depending on the fish I want to buy and the amount of fish is going to depend on the size of tank. Now, if you look, we've been learning about volume, and this is a rectangular prism, right? So I have to decide what size tank I want, because that depends on how many fish and what type of fish I want. So I have to know the length, the width, and the height of this rectangular prism to help me decide what type of fish I want. Now, they have all different sizes. They have this small one, they have a medium sized one, and then they got this super, 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 super long one. Now,
that can fit a lot of fish.
Probably. Now, remember, volume is the space inside of a solid figure, or of this rectangular prism. All right, so our task this week is you're going to help me determine what tank I am going to buy to accommodate the fish. All right, so I'm going to give you a specific volume that my tank has to be, and you're going to decide the dimensions, the length, the width, and the height. We're going to use our skills of finding volume, and we're also going to tackle using the strategies we've learned to multiply multi-digits. So the next slide is going to talk to you more about the specifics of how you can help me determine what fish tank and what fish I should buy today and this week at the pet store. All right, let's have some fun. Okay, so now that you've watched the video of me in the pet store kind of posing the problem, let's take a look exactly at what you need to do today. So I need your help to pick the perfect tank for my fish. All right, the tank is going to be a rectangular prism, which I said in the video, so that is what is shown right here. Here's an image of a fish tank. So here is my dilemma though. So I need a tank that will accommodate fish. Okay, so the tank must be larger than 7,000 cubic inches, but smaller than 10,500 cubic inches. So here are your tasks. Number one, you're going to go through each of the slides, and you're going to calculate the volume of the 4 tanks that were at the pet store. So I would have your piece of paper, and I would write down number 1, find the volume, number 2, find the volume, number 3, find the volume, number 4, find the volume. Have a piece of paper. You need that number. All right, number 2. Then you need to look at all the volumes you found. Hopefully you calculated them correctly, and determine which tank will work best. Then for your reflection, you're going to explain your reason for the tank you picked. All right, let's take a look at what we need to do. All right, let's do a quick volume review. So looking at our rectangular prism below, which is like our fish tanks that we're going to tackle, What dimension is the purple box? What does this purple line represent? What does this blue line right here represent? What does the orange line represent? What dimension does it represent? Now let's take a look at the 4 options I have to buy. All right, tank 1, 15 gallon. Here is a realistic picture of it, and here is your diagram. You have 24 inches, 12, and 12. Find the volume of this figure and write it down now. Tank 2, we have a 30 gallon tank. All right, so we have 36 inches for the length, 12 inches for the width, and 16 inches for the height. Find the volume now. Tank 3, oh my goodness, a 45 gallon. Let's see. We have a 36 inches, 12, 24 inches in height. Calculate the volume and enter it here. And for the 4th tank option, 65 gallon, we have 48 inches for the length, 13 inches for the width, and 24 inches for the height. Calculate the volume of this rectangular prism, or in this tank. So now I need you to look at the 4 volumes that you found for tank 1, tank 2, tank 3, and tank 4. Which tank should I buy that will accommodate, remember it has to be larger than 7,000 cubic inches, but smaller than 10,500 cubic inches.